Welcome to another video, guys. If you guys checked out the latest top 5, you're still gonna know that Midrange Shaman is one of the best decks out there, and in this video I'm gonna show you the best variant. So I hope you enjoy the video, and if you do, a like and subscribe would be awesome. And don't forget you can check me out live on stream each Tuesday, Thursday and Saturday. But now, let's get into the deck.
You are not prepared!
Here's the deck we used, and it was on the latest coaching session to Legend with Jadis, which is an 11x player, so even though we are starting off from bronze, it's still top 1000 Legend opponents, because that's how hidden MMR works. What does this Midrange Shaman consist of? Well, you know, the usual stuff. There's not that much creativity going around with these lists nowadays. As long as you're running the 24 perfect cards from Midrange Shaman, you usually are going to be hitting easy Legend with no problems. And in this variant, the couple of different cards that you don't usually see nowadays in most lists would be a single copy of Hex as well as a single copy of Living Flame, so you can fish out your Flight of the Firehawks a bit easier. Other than that, we also have double Wish Upon a Star. Sometimes this list only runs 5 big spells, this one does go for 6. And we also have a single Static Shock in here, so you can handle some things for free. Other than that, everything else is pretty standard stuff. We have things like Elise, with which you could be going for all sorts of different locations, but usually it's either the 5 mana or the 10 mana here. And with the 10 mana, you could get yourself a copy of Alec here and basically OTK people straight out. We also obviously have Mirrodin in here with the weapon and whatnot, which could be pretty fun. Ziliax is in here with the Twin Plus Perfect module, and so on and so forth. Let's go through the cards themselves, starting off with the Static Shock. This is something you could be using to actually handle a couple of small things early on or later on, and it's basically for free, so you get to actually do that without spending any mana. The Murloc Growthens are pretty awesome. You could be buffing them in all sorts of different ways, including things like Birdwatching, Flight of the Firehawk, Turbulus, and also with Elise, I guess. And let's not forget Wish Upon a Star is also gonna make him bigger. And a fun little thing you could be doing is actually, if you have the 8 mana Murloc Growthens on the board, you could still buff him with Birdwatching if you still don't have yourself the second Murloc Growthen. That is actually gonna buff the big guy, or even both guys if you still have it in hand. That is indeed gonna work. With the pop-up book, you could get yourself a couple of extra taunts. It's also a little bit of extra damage you could be using for the opponent's face or some minions. The Birdwatchings are great, usually on things like Bumbling Bellhops, Murloc Growthens, heck, even on Alec here if you want to OTK, or you could just be using it to fish out your next minion on curve, like a Turbulus, like an Elise, like a Hagatha, heck, even Mirrodin. With the single Living Flame, you will be fishing out your 2 fire spells, which would be the Flight of the Firehawks. A couple of Parrot Sanctuaries could be amazing, especially if you stack him. In some cases, you might just use these on curve, like turn 1, turn 2, start clicking them and do something like a turn 4 Shutter Block, which is gonna allow you to do something pretty nasty on turn 5. Like, let's say a full board of Bumbling Bellhops, or a bunch of locations out of Elise, or just draw out all of your spells with Hagatha and whatnot. The Avatar form usually is best on something that has Wind Fury, be it your weapon or your Alec here, but you're not gonna have access to that much mana, so it usually is safe for your face with the weapon. In some cases, you could just use it on tempo, just to clear the opponent's whiteboard, but that's only gonna give you a single tick. Don't forget, this thing also goes face for the 2 damage, so that can be pretty good. The Bumbling Bellhops, absolutely amazing, especially if you buff them, and don't forget you need to have a big spell in your hand in order for them to double up, and no, the Hagatha big spell minions are not gonna count. With the Flight of the Firehawk, this thing is actually pretty cool because it only draws you minion tribes, so you could be drawing yourself the Murlocs, you could be drawing yourself the Elemental, the Bumbling Bellhops, which are both undead and pirates, so technically you could draw both Bumbling Bellhops with this thing buffed. Turbulus is also Elemental, we have Alec here as Elemental, and Ziliax as a mech, so it's a pretty curated list, but it's not gonna be super fun if you pull something like a Living Flame out of it, so there's that. The single copy of Hex could ruin a lot of people's day. You could be hexing things like Blob of Tar for Demon Hunters, and that's gonna cock block their Death Rattle, as well as their Ravenous Fell Hunter. You could also use it on the Ravenous Fell Hunter. You could be using it on Bonsamdis, on eggs, on all sorts of different things, including just some big men you could be targeting, and things like Ziliax too. Turbulus is pretty cool because he is gonna be buffing out your Battlecry minions, and one thing to note is if you're tempoing out Murloc Growthen on 1 and plan on coining Turbulus on 2, only the left one is gonna become a 2/2, whereas if you play Turbulus first and then the Murloc Growthen, both will be 2/2s. And this is another thing to think when making a trade, like if an opponent just plays you Murloc Growthen on 1, you want to be killing the Battlecry Murloc and not the Rusher, because he does have access to Turbulus next turn, and he could make the Battlecry one a 2/2. At least the Navigator, usually you are gonna want to go for a 5 mana location, but against lower matchups the tenor is definitely worth it, and in some cases even the 1 mana could be good, especially if you're not planning on spending too much mana on the location itself. But usually 5 mana, get yourself a bunch of Rushers with +2 attack is the the way to go. Getting yourself a copy with this deck is not as important for the most part, but getting a copy of Alakir definitely could be worth it, especially against decks like Warrior, where it's actually hard sticking a board. If you do go for a copy plus rushers though, make sure to have enough room on the board, because you basically are gonna be taking up 5 spots with location, 3 rushers, and the copy idiot. But one thing to note is, even if you don't have all of those spots, the copy minion is gonna happen first, and then it's gonna fill out the board with the rest of the rushers, be it 1, 2, or 3. Kagata is gonna be fishing out your Frosty Decors, your Furious Fells, your Wish Upon a Stars, and it does happen on a minion, so you will be able to benefit from things like Parrot Sanctuary, and you're also gonna be able to benefit from things like Shutter Block, so filling the board with Frosty Decors or going face with 6 Furious Fells could be pretty interesting, and heck, against some matchups, triple Wish Upon a Star could be massive, because that straight out makes your Alakir into 18 damage to the face. The King's Hammer is still pretty decent. You're not really planning on playing it more than once, usually games don't really last that long, but it is something to think about. It's definitely not bad, and also you could be using it to trade, you could be using it to go face, you could also be using it to double up your avatar form, which would be pretty brutal. The Shutter Block on tempo, pretty amazing, and you gotta be smart about how you position yourself with this thing. Like in some cases you want to be getting the battle cry triggered 3 times on the turn you play the Shutter Block, in other cases you just play it last, and on the next turn you play something big like a quad Ziliax, like a quad 8/8 Murloc Growthin, that kind of stuff, and usually those would be the best things to go for, even though Tribulus in some cases could be a consideration, but it's not that amazing for the most part. Tripling up Bumbling Bellhop nice and early could also be great against opponents you know can't really handle white boards. Wish Upon a Star, also pretty nice, helps you buff out all of your stuff in hand, deck, and battlefield. Just don't forget it doesn't buff things you haven't generated yet, so if you, let's say, have a location 5 mana with Elise, you might want to click it first and then Wish Upon a Star, so the rushers actually become 4/4s. Alakir could be your win condition against a lot of hard opponents like Death Knights, Warriors, Control Priest if you manage to find one, because this thing is just gonna be going face straight out with Charge Wind Fury, and doubling it up with Elise, giving it extra attack could be absolutely brutal. And if for some reason you're playing against an Acera opponent, you even might have access to 11 mana, you could even give it Avatar form, and that's gonna be +4 damage twice, so in total this is gonna be a 14 damage that also potentially clears the opponent's board. Ziliax is also pretty nice in here with the Twin Plus Perfect module. It is a battle cry, so you could get triple activation out of things like Shutter Block, and it's a great way to stay alive. You could be tempoing it out with the help of your locations, and you could also buff it out with things like Flight of the Firehawk, Bird Watching, and heck, even Turbulus. For the matchups, here's what we have right now. Nothing really too bad for it, but I can tell you, Ravenous Demon Hunter is not gonna be your friend. We could check out an even more populated list without the Living Flame, but a second copy of Static Shock, and here we can see clearly what the bad matchups would be, and there you have it. Ravenous Cliff Demon Hunter, not great, but again, still everything else pretty solid. When going first, you are gonna want to get your Living Flame, your Hagata, Parrot Sanctuary is great, Bird Watching can be good, Murloc Growthin for 1, Turbulus is fine, Flight of the Firehawk is great, Elise also is a great keep. Depending on the matchup, Pop-Up Book might be a consideration, even though going first it doesn't make too much sense. On the coin, again, Living Flame, Hagata, Bird Watching, kind of the same deal honestly. Here even Shutter Block could be a consideration, especially if you're curving into it, so mulligan accordingly. All around that's it for the deck. Not the cheapest, not the most expensive either. It does have some pretty core legendary cards everybody really needs to have because they're so utilized, like Elise, like Ziliax, and we do have some core cards like Alakir in here as well, so not that expensive, but you're still gonna need things like Shutter Block, Muradin, Hagata, and Turbulus, so far from cheap indeed. Hope you enjoyed the guide, and if you did, a like and subscribe would be great, but now let's check out some of our games on our road back to top legend. Hope you enjoy.
Okay. Alakir is not a keep for sure. And the Frosty Decor is also a bit expensive.
Yeah, going first I'd say even Pop-Up Book is not that great in this deck, so I toss the whole lot, find some better than that. You can check out the new top 5 BRN. Cardboard Golem is actually not essential at all. As for Ziliax, I'd say craft away. Even though it's rotating in 3 months, you're still probably going to be better off having it than to not. It is, like I said, it's probably the most versatile card right now. Right next to Elise and Bob and whatnot. You know it, Tepa. It's a coaching sesh, so we ain't memeing around here. We're going for the tried and tested from the top 5 and whatnot. Best decks out there right now.
Okay,
Alrighty, let's watch some birds. Let's see a pair of tits.
And
What are you thinking here?
we I think for next turn the bellhop is
Yeah, they're all
the
insane,
best.
but given you already have a turn 4 at least anyway, which could be a good turn 5 location anyway, I'd say the bumbling is great here, yeah. Alrighty then.
And we have the spell for it, so.
Probably VR, but it was a while ago. It was literally last season, so a lot of things have changed for sure. Okay. What do you want to do? Well, there's only one thing to do.
Yeah,
whip it
double
out.
help.
Mm-hmm. Don't limit yourself, BRN. If you have the cards, play everything. But I assume you don't have the cards. I mean, if you don't have Ziliax. That screams a limited collection right there. Everybody has to start somewhere. Alrighty then. What do you want to do now?
Hagata is tempting, but I think the Elise 5.
Yeah, I'd still go Elise. Is it gonna be 5? Yeah, go with 5, sure. If it doesn't give us anything to Da Vinci, we might still consider going with Hagata next turn, but let's see. Well, these are shit. The least shit would be Discover a Spell. Get yourself some Raptors and that's about it. Not ideal, but it is what it is. We were looking for the copy, we were looking for the extra damage, we got this shit instead. Yeah, face it up. If you're looking to play something cheap, BR, you can look into Elemental Mage. What was also super cheap? There was another super cheap deck. Aggro Pally is also super cheap. And you are playing Pally, so you could just play Aggro Pally with 0 legendaries and feel great about it. It's a 56-57% win rate deck. I should do a video about best budget decks right now. Elemental Mage, Aggro Pally are gonna be amongst them for sure. And buff Death Knight, not very proven how strong it is, but it's definitely very cheap to play. Might be worth checking out. Okay, how can we push this guy's stool in even further? What do you think?
We could use the location for the Raptors, but it's not so tempting.
It's not even a full clear. The spells are potentially decent. Yeah. You could actually get yourself the +3/+3 Death Rattle crap. I was thinking about going Parrot Sanctuary into Hagata, but we already have some big spells anyway. I think I'd go with the 5-mana location and use it to see what spells you get. If we can stick this 5/1 for an extra turn, that'd be great.
Or less. Okay.
Sadly, they ain't surviving. Well, get the bolt, use it on the 3/4. His 3/4, obviously, and rush down the other shit, and just go face. We still developed, we protected the board, so he is still under pressure, and we have a Wish Upon a Star real soon. Next turn the chickens can go face down. So this guy does not have access to much healing aside from potentially Grifta. That still could be a Grifta. Should I call you Mista? Nope. Well, that's not that bad. You're still left with shit. Question is he gonna bounce it? Even if he does, it's not that big a deal, because yeah, he got the spell with the revive. That's kind of fucked. But birds into birds is lethal straight out. If we had the second birds, that is. Ooh, High King Hammer is basically birds on a stick for next turn. Now, there are two lines of consideration here. Technically speaking, Furious Foul does sound like it is the better choice right now, given you're gonna develop a board. But realistically speaking, you'd much rather just go face with the weapon while there's no taunts involved, because the birds could go face straight out. So I'd go weapon slap twice and call it a day. Not to mention the hammer is actually playable next turn as well, whereas the birds are probably going to be dead.
Yeah, true.
X. Seems like famous last words kind of angle, but let's see.
These could belong to a brand new species.
Next turn location
And
does
there is
handle
the
this taunt
taunt.
anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, but location was gonna take care of it anyway, but it wouldn't have
Yeah,
taken care
I
of
know.
a couple of 2/4s. Which this guy still has access to, by the way. Sucks to be that guy. Foul away. Okay, we're off to a great start. Let's see if we can get the fabled 3 wins in a row with 11x bonus. That's always a sight for sore eyes.
So far, so good.
Versus Valera.
Stay in the shadows.
The Jade Lotus blossoms.
Okay, full toss.
Yeah. Against the row, could be Miracle, could be Protoss, could be Ferak, could be Cycle. I mean, Cycle and Miracle are kind of the same thing, but... Ooh, there you go. Turn 3 Hagatha into turn 4 potential 5-drop spell.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Job's done.
That's about it. The Living Flame is also not the worst thing in the world to do right now, but still probably just rather go location.
Location.
Yeah, especially with this Elise. Let's just do that then.
Yeah.
You can technically use it, you can also not use it, but might as well use it like we're always doing things next turn.
Job's done.
Okay, looks like he has Miracle indeed. It's a miracle. Okay,
Okay.
which one do you feel is better?
Maybe Hagatha.
Yeah, there's no reason to Elise right now, given that she's not gonna give you a playable location for next turn anyway, so might as well just Hagatha Finn that deck. Ain't nothing wrong with a Finn deck, as we have already established. Okay. Feel free just
And
to pass here. Next turn we still could consider just Elise, but also Fairy Tail ain't bad. I'd probably go for the Fairy Tail next turn, but if you do go for Elise, there's no need for the location if we're going for the 5-drop, that is. Yeah.
Choose soon.
Okay. Throwing some asses at our Finn deck. Ooh, that's a consideration right there. That does kind of cockblock him a wee bit. But I wouldn't say it cockblocks him enough. Nah, I'd still rather just Fairy Tail here.
Yeah, okay.
Use location, Fairy Tail, and face. Okay. Next turn we could consider at least for 1 mana. the location if we still have this board. Even like that with +1 damage, it could be decent. These extra armors are also pretty cool. Grunty and Quest Paladin? Grunty? Who the fuck was Grunty? Wait, what the fuck? Quest Paladin? That deck's dead, man. Leave it. Just let it die already. It's not dead, but... And Grunty, you could play the deck without it, I'd say. How's it going, Calmwood? Been a while, brother.
Catch you soon.
Strike doom.
Yeah, this guy went in. Okay, we're halfway there, but in a much deeper sense, not really. If we go with +1 attack right now, that'd be 13 damage. 13 damage.
Yeah.
Yeah, go at least for 1 mana.
Okay, at least 1 mana.
+1.
+1.
Get a copy. Put it between the taunts and get a copy of a taunt on the right side.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd say go face with all the minions for sure.
Okay. All the minions.
Wait. The 3/4 kills the spider. Kill the spider with the 3/4 and go face with your face, and that's about it. Okay, that's good enough. Right now, this guy could be dead from hand if you get yourself another pair of chickens. If not, this is a very resilient board state we're having right now. If a couple of these live, that'd be great. You could even go with Fairy Tale Slime next turn.
Yeah.
I don't know what kind of stats you're looking at, BRN, but it's not the latest stats, I can tell that much. You must be looking at the free stats for the entire expansion or something, but that deck already got nerfed and already it's not that great. Here's the stats. For the last 7 days, the best Murloc Pally is sitting at 51% win rate with 200 games, so yeah. Maybe if you're looking for after the expansion came out, it still holds decent, but not really. 55-ish, 54-ish, even from the beginning of the expansion. So when you are looking at HS replay stats, keep in mind the premium stats is what you want to be looking at. So if you have $5 to spare, definitely worth it if you ask me. Okay, he did handle. He did handle, and he is facing us, Max. He is face maxing us. If you top deck the weapon, that'd be pretty Gucci. That is not a weapon, but it's also a little bit of extra damage for a little bit later. Let's think about it. Let's think about it. What could we do here?
You could
You're a
birdwatching.
little bit on the rough side. Birdwatching is too expensive. You do that, the Furious Fel goes to shit.
That's true.
But we're not looking super cash money. We could roll the dice here and just Furious Fel his mouth. And you could top deck the second one, you could top deck the weapon.
Perplexing.
We will have +1 on the face next turn as well. I think I'd Furious Fel face and chill. It's a risky play, but I think it's our play. That's about it. He shouldn't be able to kill you here. He's like 14 damage off, and he has chickens to kill. Yeah, no problem, BR. You're probably looking at the gold ranks, bronze to gold or some nonsense like that. Those are not gonna do you well. Definitely worth spending a little on HS replay, I can tell you that much. Or just check out my top 5s, that's as good as it gets for free. But yeah, check out my top 5 if you want to see all the working archetypes for Pally right now. Quest Pally ain't one of them, Chief. Emote well played, so he potentially concedes.
Let the golem guide you.
Hey, you're gonna mindfuck itself.
I must choose soon.
Or just rage quit.
That sucks, RV. Sorry to hear, bud. That is not it. Flight of the Firehawk could give us the Alec here, so could Birdwatching. But we also need to do a little bit of extra stuff here.
With the bellhop, we can do
Bellhop is
that.
not even doubling up right now.
No.
Played a 3-mana Flight of the Firehawk, see what that do. Okay, there's that Alec here, so from here on out, all we gotta do is not die to death. Let's put down the Murloc Growthin.
Mm-hmm.
You could even...
With the location?
No, you could even try Birdwatching here. Try Birdwatching for another Murloc. Not that it matters. It does matter.
Yeah.
Okay, get the Murloc. Play both the Murlocs. One left, one right. Use the right location on the Murloc, the Rusher. The 3-2 kills the 4-2. Come on, doesn't matter, the Rusher. 3-2 kills the 4-2. 6 kills the 5-4. And 2 kills the 3-2. And go face. Okay, we shouldn't be dead. And also, he shouldn't be able to heal, so next turn Alec here should kick in his teeth. You have different ranges on the left side, BRN. You can see what's locked, you can see what's unlocked, and see for the exact ranges you care about. Turn 7, it is potentially scary what he could do here, but I think he would start doing things a lot sooner if he had it. No, he's on the defense. He is on the defensive. We could have actually used location last turn, by the way, for the sake of getting a pop-up book involved. That would have made it theoretically impossible for him to kill you. And Alec, you're away. Easy. Shadow Staff for Hunter. Warlock, what is this, Wild? The only somewhat playable Warlock deck right now would be the Wallow Warlock, but I'd assume this guy's trying to have fun with Reform. Just the Murloc. Hey, look at that, Zilliax. Okay. If only we had that card now. Murloc
Murloc.
away, and this guy is Rafam indeed. Okay, he's gonna be taking it like a champ for a couple of turns. Sadly, there's nothing to take. Put down the location and actually use it. This might be a faster Murloc growth, and on turn 4 or 5, is it? Anyway, face. Warlock doesn't have a card removal, right?
Go on.
Nothing too quick, at least. Yeah, put down another location, use it again. You can go face with both, I'd say.
Mhm.
You could have made the trade first. That was pretty silly, I think, unless he's looking for a specific big man. Elise is kind of interesting, but it does fuck up your hard work. I'd just use location hero paraface. Really hope he uses that. Thank fuck. Now he doesn't have the reborn potential. That's actually kind of interesting. But I'd still go with Glowfen, yeah. Play it first. And you can rush down the tiny Rafam before he reborns it.
Mm-hmm.
We don't really care about using these anymore. We can use them when we need them. That's about it.
Okay.
Nice to meet you.
That's mildly annoying, especially if he gets the reborn.
Go on, take a bite.
He has the healing in hand, he showed it. It shows you the stats you've selected, BRN. Okay, what do you think is good here?
Hmm. I would say we could use the location and Hagata.
Yeah, that's gonna allow you to play Frosty Decor as well if we get one, and you should, so... use one location first, if the game decides to fuck with you and give you double Furious Spell. I would have used the other one so you keep flexible, but it's fine. Use the Hagata on the right. Wait! You needed to play the right one first, if we were going like this. Yeah, now we cannot double up that location. Always use the location you have more of.
Yeah,
What was the reason,
okay.
like, you don't reset this now? Fuck. Well, played a 3 mana Flight of the Firehawk now, but that was pretty bad. Okay, those are some big men. If he does clear this board, we have the fill. That's all. Hey, thank you very much for the sub, DM. Appreciate ya. That's fucked. could use Hex on this while using locations. I think I'd go with use location, play a bumbling location, bumbling again, and Hex the 6/6. This gives you a good chance of this board sticking if he doesn't have the big removal, and we can maybe wish upon it. Okay. If he clears it, you can just Furious Foul again, rinse and repeat until he stops kicking. Okay. Not ideal, but you get some value trades off it. We're not connecting mouth though. Okay, let's think about it. Can't really combo Elise in it anyway, so yeah, go with a 7 mana Wish Upon, kill the taunts. Hold up. Play the Murloc Growth and kill the frog and connect face.
Yeah. Yeah.
For some reason I thought we didn't have the mana.
Welcome to the end, friend.
Thank you for the follow, new. Who this new follow? Okay, he's digging for the Reborn, I'd assume. I think he found it. Or a Ziliax. Reborn it is. Okay, keep on pushing that stool in then.
Almost out of time. Victory or death! Say not victory!
God damn it. Problem is, he does have the healing in hand, so he could use it on the caverns to get himself an 8/8 next turn, so this Ziliax is kind of getting fucked. Should we use it though? I think it's more mana efficient for this turn, so yeah, Ziliax, kill both those. Next turn we could 6 mana Fairy Tail Fells plus at least the Navigator.
Mm-hmm.
I remember this place well.
He's played 5 reforms so far, still a long way to go. But he's getting there. Hey, no problem, man. But Bronze to Gold doesn't really give you too much good information, you know? You would definitely benefit more if you're checking out the top 5s. So you can see what the actual meta is from Diamond to Legend, where people actually are trying to win more. That's interesting. Should we triple location? Or should we Elise first and then Shutter Block?
Maybe first Elise and then Shadow Block.
Go Elise for 10 mana. We're looking for the copy location. If you get Alec here, that's kind of OTK from hand. Copy, and +4 would be best. No such luck. Discover a spell, the gain armor doesn't matter. Play the Shutter Block. If he clears the whole board next turn, you could do 18 to his face with the Fairy Tail. Cheating. guy considering a frickin' Brewmaster right now? Okay. Okay, he is 3 Reforms away from doing the Reform thing. He still hasn't played the 9 mana Reform and the 3 mana Reform. He is very close to fucking us over. Alakir nowhere to be seen. Are the chickens really worth it, or should we just fill the board with Growthins?
Maybe.
How does he delete the
Growthins.
board at this point? Ceaseless Expanse is operational for him. Yeah, we're on the fucky side. Think I'd go with Fairy Tale to his mouth. 6 mana.
Okay.
And face. But it ain't looking too hot. Yeah, you've seen it here first, Ivan. What can I say? Fuck. Sure.
All are nourished when the cycle renews.
Hiss. Okay, he's still 3 Reforms away. Alakir me, dude. Ooh, that's Alakir with extra steps, man. That's a guaranteed Alakir, by the way. And of course, you top decked it. We're close. We're real close.
We should play the location then.
Yeah, tempo out the location and pretend he's not gonna do anything Da Vinci. What else should we do? You could also tempo out the shutter block for him to shit his pants. So play it on the right side so he doesn't know what's about to come. And that's about it. Next turn, if we want to make Alakir bigger, we could use Turbulus with the Burb watching. And that's actually gonna make it +3, which is kind of huge. And you actually would play that after you've done the copy, because... Actually, what the fuck am I talking about? Alakir is not a battle cry.
No, but
No random taunts, please.
Turbulus is a battle cry.
Give your other battle cry minions +1. Alakir is not gonna get anything.
No, no.
Okay, that's fine. Sheep me sideways. Alrighty, well, thank fuck we played it the way we did. No taunts, please. Sure. Sure. Look at him looking at his win condition in hand. Exactly, Paul. Got him. Yeah, Alakir get a copy. Fuck him up. Sucks to be this guy. Doesn't matter. Perfect. Well, that was funny, but not for him. Good old double Reform. Nothing beats the good old double Reform.
Alakir.
Right.
Double Alakir.
Nailed it. Okay, give me a couple of minutes, and we can keep on slapping. We're back.
Okay.